the most gratifying, would probably be going out and helping a survivor, going to the hospital after this terrible thing has happened to them, knowing that maybe you provided some support or some resources that made that experience a little bit better for them. Well, I first got involved in the rape crisis field my freshman year of college. I was just kind of interested in social inequities and doing things to kind of counteract them. Since that student educator job, I've worked at 3 rape crisis centers, SASS being the third one. A position for a part-time educator in the community opened up, and I ended up applying for that after I completed the volunteer training. And so that's how I really got started in the rape crisis field. It was great. I think, like I said, my values really lined up with the agency, and so it was a really good fit, and I integrated pretty well. I've definitely worked with a lot of different diverse communities, and so some of those have been rural communities in Texas. Others have been college campuses. Learning how to adapt to different populations and see where they're coming from and what their needs might be. That kind of gave me the skills to be able to apply here. When I first got started here, of course, there was a training period, and especially learning how things are different in Oregon. But besides that, it's basically just been going out, giving presentations, doing trainings that either raise awareness of what sexual assault is and what the needs of survivors are, or more of the dynamics of sexual assault, how it comes to be, why it's so prevalent in our society, and kind of the things that we can do to stop that. We offer a few different services. Of course, probably the most notable is the 24-hour crisis line. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, there's someone available to take crisis line calls and respond to survivors of sexual assault. We have a drop-in service here in the office from Tuesday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. People can drop in and talk to an advocate. And then we offer a support group and different support groups. So sometimes we'll have closed support groups, but generally there's an ongoing support group Mondays, 7 p.m. for female identified individuals to drop in at our office and talk about things. We often get feedback where people tell us that that we've improved their situation or made things a little bit better for them. Often we'll tell them they're the ones that actually did that, but we're there to help. I've seen kind of community conversations change, and the climate around sexual violence and how people are talking about it change a little bit for the better. And so I think in terms of education, it's hard to see immediate results, but over time you definitely see things change. It definitely feels good to be able to be there and help someone out, and often that's what kind of keeps us going, and one of the things that allows us to do this difficult work. At SASS, we work on an empowerment philosophy. We don't make choices for people. We don't tell people what the best thing to do is. We talk to people about what their options are, what their situation is, and help them come to the conclusion on what's best for them. So if someone's reluctant to do certain things or isn't sure, then oftentimes they might just need time or more information on what their options might be. Our trauma-informed approach is definitely unique and special. The way that we kind of meet people where they're at and are there, just to support them and what they need. I think I would try to kind of make the point that things can get better, and that there's room to, there's places to go to get help and to make things better, and that we're there to support them in that. Particularly the prevention and education piece is, I really enjoy that, having conversations with people and talking to them about these issues and seeing where they're coming from and kind of meeting in the middle and learning from people myself is something that I really enjoy. I would say a lot of the challenges vary on a day-to-day basis. Doing presentations and working with rural communities might be different than perhaps our legal advocates' challenges working with the court system here. Our mission is to end oppression, particularly the oppression that leads to sexual violence. And so that allows us to kind of see sexual violence as something that's connected to a lot of different things in society, and to also address those things as well.